Sheila, that's the wrong one.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9:00 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can join us now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Today, your hosts are Raziya Curtis and Andrea Hetheru. Enjoy.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. This is Raziya Curtis from Healing Support Network. And we are very, very pleased to have some guests, our go-to healers and herbalists from Arizona. We know that our bodies have a wonderful self-healing property, for we are so wonderfully and fearfully made. And when we embrace that, we know that all is well. We are so pleased to have these two extraordinary healers, very caring, very ready for what we're facing today. So I present to you Alison and Rob, and they will take it from here. Thank you so much, guys, for coming. I know you had to get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in order to be with us. And we're concerned about 8 a.m. And so I love you. I love you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Good morning, Mama Raziya and sisters. How are you today? I am
Rising.
So I'm Alison. This is Rob.
Good morning.
Grand Rising. Welcome to you both.
Oh, look at
Thank
that.
you.
I love
it. What are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about EMS. EMS, or electromagnetic sensitivity, and some of the effects that it has and some of the ways it affects us every day and how we're exposed to it. So whenever you're ready, we'll be ready to share our presentation.
You have the power. We would have come dressed had we known. I love the hat.
Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
All right, good. So this is the effects on EMFs. We're going to do this into a two-part series because I'm going to talk about the sustainable building at another time with how the earth affects everything. I mean, our Heavenly Father is amazing.
Yeah.
How he constructed the earth so that we have everything that we need, but man thinks that he can do better than God. And we know that that's not true. So without further ado.
Okay, the effects on health, on EMF on health. My name is Rob Lytle. I'm a licensed master electrician in multiple states, and I'm also an RF field engineer. And one of the things that I work with is in RF is in-building wireless specifically, and my company does a lot of RF across, towers, in buildings, Wi-Fi. We cover a lot of that stuff. So I see it, and I see new technologies as they come. And so I consider myself somewhat of a authorized person to speak on this. Alison.
Is that all you want to say about that?
RF is radio frequency.
Okay, thank you. So I am a master herbalist, or just an herbalist, and also a holistic nutritional counselor. And I work for the president of the Navajo Nation for some years back. And I went to the inaugural ball. I actually got to meet Oprah Winfrey, which was the highlight of my day. And I was a consultant for the diabetes project, where we actually went back to eating the old way and growing the old food so that it nourished the body, not the sweet hybrid corn that they see today, but the corn that you used for everything back then. They used it for cleaning, they used it for eating, and it wasn't sweet. So a lot of the foods that they grew 100 years ago, they still have seed for, and that's what I did as a consultant for diabetes for the Navajo Nation. How do we get started, Rob?
We were overexposed to smart meters. And now before I move into the next screen, I want to ask that we save all questions for the end or put them into the chat so that we can get through this and address these all at once.
Okay.
Smart meters, we were exposed to.
So this is the apartment complex where we used to live. This is up in the corner, I don't know how to point to it. Is there a little thing? Okay, do you guys
Okay.
see the little arrow that he has? So up in the corner over here, that's where the back bedroom was. It was a 2-bedroom. And this is commonplace. There used to be analog meters where there were dumb meters, right? They were just there to read. A person would walk up, read the meter. Some people still have them, but the meters, you would walk up and then you would read it and then you would write it down and then they would know how much electricity that you're using. Is everyone familiar with that? Well, they changed the dumb meters to smart meters, and the smart meters put out electricity, and Rob will explain that part.
So the reasoning behind the smart meters, it's a way for them to automate their process, the power company. That way they can read the electricity usage from a remote distance, and they can also shut off your power remotely. And the unfortunate thing is this is transmitting data at all times. Primarily, they transmit slowly or small streams throughout the day. Then they'll do a large data dump at night, often around 3 a.m. I've spoken to several people where then I can say, I bet you wake up about 3 a.m. every day and you don't know why. They're like, you're absolutely right. And that's one of the things that's happening is these smart meters are doing a data dump. And if you have a lot of these around you, then you'll feel it. If you drive around your community, if you have large apartment complexes, and if you just take a look, you'll see large banks of these meters in like a little walkway between apartments. And in many cases, there's a lot more than just the 6 that you see on these. There'll be a bank of 10 or 12 of them, and I guarantee you the person who's living across that hallway where their bedroom is, they're not well.
And they pass after a certain amount of time. They get covered in cancer everywhere.
And they don't understand why. They don't understand what happened to them. They don't understand why they're just exhausted and not feeling well. With that, we'll move on.
So what is EHS or EMF sensitivity? Electromagnetic hypersensitivity is an individual's symptomatic sensitivity to magnetic and electrical frequencies, including microwave and radio frequencies. More common as our world becomes inundated with cell phone towers, wireless internet, cell phones, and electronics in general. Technological environments are putting pressure on human biology and producing radiation pollution that is causing noticeable and significant health issues. These issues are particularly dramatic in individuals who have EHS and have sensitivity to this radiation and are more likely to have noticeable and dramatic symptoms from it. So for example, we'll go back and answer all those questions. So this is our dog, Katie, or was our dog, Katie. She passed away. All my dogs would go and sit in the corner in our manufactured home because they couldn't take the electricity. They couldn't take the walking around on the ground because the wiring is not that great in here. And then to the right, you'll see 2 brains. Okay. So this is can you guys see the cursor where I'm moving it? Oh, Okay. Go to that one. So to the right, you'll see a normal dog's brain, and in the center, that's the hypothalamus, where the little lines are. Point to the little line. Okay, so those little lines, that's the hypothalamus. Okay, that's a normal dog brain. Then to the left, that's Katie's brain. That swelling is the hypothalamus. Okay, that's the hypothalamus. And then it became so severe, that little dark spot you see, it's a little dark spot right here. It's right here. A little dark spot, it became bacteria and then an infection. And it became so severe that they said that they couldn't save her because the hydrocephalus turned into water on the brain from the hypothalamus, which is extremely unusual. It's extremely unusual. And they said if they had normally to relieve that, they would poke a hole in the tissue and through the brain, and the fluid would leave, right? Does that make sense, ladies? So they said that if they poked a hole, it was so severe that her brain would ooze out through that hole. It wouldn't just be the tissue. And then there's more to that I'll talk about. Rob, go ahead and explain what you wiring. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, some of the health effects that you might find from EMF sensitivity is fatigue. It seems like you have a full rest, the fatigue, it persists through the day. You just wake up dog tired, and you just can't, that tiredness just doesn't go away. So a lot of people have trouble sleeping. Think about it, is people's bedrooms have become a hotbed for EMF radiation. They put their cell phones next to the bed on. Metal spring mattresses act as antennas. We have Wi-Fi throughout our homes, and smart meters. They, like I said earlier, they perform a data dump about 3 a.m. and it's not uncommon to have that smart meter pointing to a bedroom or next to a bedroom. Tinnitus. This is something that I experience. It's ringing in the ears. And it's gotten worse over the last few years, actually, probably because I work around this stuff so much. Brain fog, cognitive decline, memories declining, or you have trouble recalling names,
Places
concentrating. There's a dramatic rise in Alzheimer's, and a lot of that is the EMF that we're exposed to. And because everything is wireless these days, we have everything that's just transmitting through the air. One comparison that I make about wireless right now is, 20 years ago, the wireless radiation amongst us, I compared it to like a little stream in the mountains. And now it's an ocean, and it's getting more and more. There's so much RF around us every day that it's just, if you could see it physically, it would be shocking to you to see how much there is right now.
We'll go on to the next screen. I'm going to explain all this.
Wow.
Skin reactions. Some people get irritations, rashes, face and upper arms, but it can be anywhere in the body. That's another problem.
So I'm going to go back up to the top and talk about fatigue. Now, fatigue, trouble sleeping, tinnitus, brain fog, heart palpitations, and skin reactions. So I'm a sensitive. I call myself a sensitive. So some people say, oh yeah, well, you're empathic or whatever it is. For someone like me and other people, if you have any kind of heavy metals in your system, you have any kind of amalgam fillings, it's I want to say crazy, but it is very, very detrimental to the body. The fatigue, I'm sitting here, we live in a manufactured home that's older. And so the wiring is older. And so I'm feeling it all the time. Trouble sleeping, I don't sleep with anything next to my head. I unplug anything on the wall. If the mattress has springs in it, and it's next to anything, I try not to sleep in it. It's very, very severe for me. And I don't experience the tinnitus, but the brain fog is really high. And then also people are wondering why they have chest pains and palpitations. it's really the EMFs. Is this one the same screen as the hospital, or are you going to talk about that? Oh, okay. So, and then the skin reaction, there's something called radiation poisoning. And I actually was going to put that on here. And radiation poisoning will show up as spots going on the right leg where the liver is located, because it doesn't allow the liver to clean very well with the electromagnetic frequency that you're surrounded with at all times. And so you'll get these spots on your leg, and that's radiation poisoning or radiation sickness. And like Rob said, it would talk, you could have tingling and rush in the body. You think there's something wrong, when in actuality, you were just being bombarded and not realizing it. You're like, oh, I'm getting older. You can get older, but the thing is it might not be that, not just getting older. Go ahead. Okay, so you're, when you don't know until you know, that's exactly what I experienced with. To the left, you'll see me. That's me. I used to round up cattle when I was working for the Navajo Nation. That's me on horseback rounding up the cows. That the horse's name was Scrotum, and because because they had, uh, I don't know how to say this gracefully. They had castrated him because he was trying to mate with everything. But that's the horse that I would ride. I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning, and we would round up cattle every day, round them up, make them go places. And I had amalgam fillings from England from when I was the same ones when I was 14. And I didn't understand why I was feeling weird, but it was in my mouth and I was feeling strange. So I had them removed. This is one of the holistic dentists in California. And she removed all of my fillings in one go, 6 of them. And you're not supposed to do that. I was sick. I was so sick. I didn't even, because they may put an oxygen thing in your mouth to pull out while they're removing the fillings, but you get poisoned. Heavy metal toxicity I'm surprised that I lived. Seriously, I was so sick she removed all the fillings. And that was the hardest thing that I'd ever done. Did you want to say anything? Oh yeah.
Yes. So on the screen, we have a name here of a gentleman named Marcus Rothkratz. Some of you may know who he is. He has products. He's a raw food proponent, and he does a lot of videos on YouTube. One of those videos that we came across one day, he's talking about how sometimes he has trouble concentrating, like, he can't get his ideas out, because he's a guy that basically has his own studio. He has all these computers around him and all of this electronic equipment. And in this video, he says sometimes he has to go to this restaurant that's dark and doesn't have a whole lot going on because he can't concentrate. With the EMFs, he's getting bombarded himself and he doesn't realize it. With all the lights, with all the computers and everything else he has in there, it's affecting him and he doesn't realize that. And so that was, I think, when we first put together this presentation, we came across that, and it was just like a beacon. It's like, wow, people just don't realize.
Yeah, and what I put in place of my fillings was porcelain. So, and I had and then one of my teeth I had to pull. I mean, I had all 32 of my teeth, but she pulled it because it was the filling was, it was either that or they didn't want to do a root canal, because the stuff that you put in the root canal is also dangerous. So I didn't do that as well. Okay, there's a lady named Flores Freshman who is she draws cartoons. And I was explaining to her about what was going on with me, and she's also electrically sensitive. And I asked her to draw me a cartoon, and I wanted her to add these things. And so we'll go to the first one. It says the HOA sauna budget is way too high. Yeah. What about groceries, gas? And this is in 2020, you guys. So this has been happening for a while. Gas, dental bills. And then Shirley to the rescue. I have a solution, girls. So she brings popcorn, her husband's computer, her computer, and her son's computer. So they're sitting in the sauna, they turn on the computer, they put the popcorn in the center, and the popcorn gets popped by the computers, the RF radiation there. Do you see, ladies? That is, yeah.
So something I'd like to add to this is when I've done my RF safety awareness training for work, one of the things that they talk about is when you get RF exposure, you feel like it's just clicking you from the inside out. You just feel like your body just starts to overheat. And that's what it's doing, just like you're inside of a microwave. And that's some of the reference to the popcorn that we're looking at here. So, you know, this all the radiation, the RF, it's like we're in a mini microwave when we surround ourselves with all this stuff.
And here's the illustration. So the second one is another example. So the Gizmo Pain Clinic, cortisone shots here. And so the person, I remember going to the doctor and I said, look, I just want a knee brace. I don't want, I don't need x-rays. You see my knee is in bad shape. I don't need an x-ray. The doctor says, oh no, we've got to do a shot. Well, I'm questioning them about the radiation. And he's like, oh no, he's sitting behind a lead wall. He's sitting behind a lead wall. Oh no, this won't bother you at all. And then you go to the next picture. The next picture, the woman is holding down her husband. He's gonna float away. The lady, she has one eye, and then the guy has 3 arms. And they're saying that radiation will not do anything to you. But this is what we're exposed to every single day. Another thing that, well, let me go down to the bottom one. And then he says, oh, it won't affect anything. It won't affect anything else. And the person is driving the LED, the smart meters, the which is the risk of death. Just all this stuff completely surrounds this person. It's very, very serious. And so another thing that they're not paying attention to, oh, do you notice up here in the corner, right up there? Up there in the corner, you see the tower. They got them everywhere, right? These towers are not just meant to give us better phone service. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rob. You want to talk?
So these images that you see here are done with Carillion photography. Alison explained a little bit more about that, but on the left is an image of a cell phone on a table, and the Carillion photography is actually showing the EMFs and the radio waves that are coming around that. It's just surrounding it. So on the right, that is a person coming out of a building on their phone and whatever other Wi-Fi they may have in their body, and they're just inundated. It's like a bubble around them.
So the thing is that we're carrying these death traps around us. If you look at the box of the phone that you have, it will say that there's also a substance in there that this substance in this phone is meant to kill. It kills laboratory animals. So. But we disregard it, and because we have a new phone and they're making everything touch screen, right underneath that touch screen is that substance. It's a
carcinogen.
A carcinogen. And so you're touching it every day, 5, 6, 7, 20 times a day to make your phone calls. Where do you think that stuff is going? It's going in your body, you guys. So, and they're wondering why cancer rate is up, and they're not understanding why. And, this is part of it. But
so here's some common sources of EMFs. Wi-Fi, everybody's got it in their house. Cell phone towers, you see more and more of them going up. And they're even doing better at hiding them. They're putting them on power poles. They're putting them on the side of buildings. They're hiding them to make them look like trees. You'll see a lot more even with the increased usage of 5G. They're hiding them in those even more, and there's more common of them because they need to be closer together. So you'll see more of those in larger urban areas. Power lines, transformers, substations, the breaker panels, they are all sources of EMF. they're in-home electronics and dirty electricity. Dirty electricity comes from all these new components you have, your TV, your stereos. See, they're too cheap to put filters on these. So what happens is these electronics backfeed harmful frequencies back into your electrical, and it's transmitting out of your receptacles. That's one of the things that dirty electricity is. It's cheap, it's pennies for them to put the filters in to block that, but they don't, because they don't have to. There's no reason for them to do that, because it's more money they have to spend, and most people don't understand or don't realize that it's there. Fluorescent lighting. Some people are super sensitive to fluorescent lighting, and we try to get it out of our homes. But this includes CFLs, the little curly Q lights. Alison calls them ice cream lights. Get those out of your house if you got them. Switch them to LEDs. Bluetooth. If you're using a Bluetooth headset, I recommend you stop, because that's constantly bombarding your brain. It's constantly transmitting. And of course, computers. Computers are a source of EMF. We use them every day. We're using them right now. It's a source. So just be aware of that. And then cell phones and tablets. I mean, everybody's carrying one. Kids are carrying them these days.
Which is sad. Don't change screen yet, which is really sad. So we're going to go back to the cell phone towers. The cell phone towers are not regulated, guys, ladies, sorry. So that's why you'll see so many of them close together. What's the span about?
Well, it's a tighter span. I mean, it's whatever they can get in their coverage area, and the more towers they have, the better it performs.
Yeah, and so the towers are not just meant for 5G. Okay, they're not just remember that you're going to see towers where the poles are really close together. Those long elongated poles are really close together. They have more than one use. So it's not just for the phone, it's also for you. They're going to hone in on you, the top back of your head, where my antenna is here, the top back of your head. And so just so that you know, to go a little bit deeper in this, for an example, about a week ago, I went and I got a new driver's license. I went to go get a duplicate driver's license, and they said that my license was too old. And they said that I needed a new driver's license. I got my license, and my face was spread out all across the screen. And I go, why is my face spread out all across the screen? And she said, because it's for facial recognition. These towers are enabled to do facial recognitions to the point of where if they see you somewhere, they can stop your car. The car is electric cars, ladies. They can stop your car. They can stop your bank account. They can hone in on you. They can heat you up. They can do all of these things from that phone tower, because everyone is a target. Everyone has to do facial recognition. In the Constitution, it's not legal, but hey, they're going to have you do it. So when he's talking, is this the one with the emergency room? Okay. So the emergency, I had gotten in an accident, and they told me to go to the ER because I had hit my head and whatever. So I was sitting there, and I just felt so much worse. And Rob came in there, and he was like, Allison, he's looking around. Go ahead.
And there's so much RF in there. I mean, there's what I install, or my company installs in these hospitals, is called a distributed antenna system. I'm looking up, and I'm sure, hey, there's a DAS in here. There's antennas all over here. But in addition to that, all that equipment, the newer equipment, runs RF. Like, it communicates through radio frequencies or Bluetooth to a tablet that the doctor has, and it's just bombarding people around them.
And you feel worse. I felt worse. I felt better when I left the emergency room. My back stopped spasming so much. My headache went down, and I just couldn't take it. It was terrible. And Rob was like, oh, we got to get you out of here. I'm very sensitive to that. That's another reason why I'm not very good with computers, because I'm so sensitive to them. I have a limited amount of time I can spend on the computer. without it, bothering me.
So the big thing that we're hearing about these days is 5G. So what is it exactly? The 5G means it's the 5th generation of wireless technology. Not to be confused with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which a lot of people do. That's just the frequency band that the Wi-Fi runs on. The 5G is just the newest technology. And it's got different spectrums, low, medium, and high. And the fast emerging thing that with 5G is called C-band and millimeter wave. These are just higher frequency bands that are more dangerous. And one of the many ways that they're just filling the airs with all this radio frequency. And it's not just in cellular communications, as we talked a little bit earlier about medical devices, smart cars, industrial automation. A prime example, my company just did some work over at a place that builds electric cars. And one of the ways that they're communicating with these cars and putting in the programming, I assume, is through wireless, through cellular wireless. That's how they're communicating with them. And the FCC, which is the Federal Communication Commission, they determine safe values, but the values are very conservative and outdated. They're from like the 1970s, 1980s, when there was very little RF compared to today, and they haven't updated them. And so the values they consider safe, they're too conservative because they did not have enough information to really understand it at the time that they made them.
Meanwhile, people are dropping like flies everywhere. The cancer rate is up 90%, not 75%, not 50% or 40%, 90%. And they're like, oh, it's just the UV radiation from the sun. You guys see my face change? That's not true. So, yeah, go ahead.
So EMF in the home and dirty electricity. In your home, you have a lot of electronics these days. And one of the things that they're adding to these homes are smart appliances. You can communicate with your refrigerator and it will tell you what your temperature of your ice cubes are. You can communicate with your stove, your thermostat. All these things, they're putting this Wi-Fi in so you can communicate remotely. Not me. I don't want nothing controlling my appliances remotely because that means someone else can control them too.
And so remember, their objective is to one of their objectives is to reduce the population by up to 50%. Now, when we look at a DNA strand, maybe someone can explain it better than me at the end of this call, but the DNA strand, the RF radiation is actually unscrewing it so that it looks like a ladder, your DNA strand, and then the ladder is coming apart. And that's happening all in everybody's body. Let me see if I can find the little article here. Go ahead.
We'll cut that at the end of the program. So power lines, you'll see that they're replacing a lot of these wood power poles to metal. Well, that metal power pole acts as an antenna. The wood poles, they insulate that electricity because it's a lot of voltage on those power lines and it radiates through the metal and it transmits out. The wood ones don't. It absorbs it, the metals transmit it. Big transformers. If you've got a big transformer next to your house, you're getting bombarded with the EMFs that it's putting off.
Move.
And smart meters we touched on earlier, but transmitting. And then your location. I mean, depending on where you're at, you might be in an apartment complex sitting right next to a substation. You're getting bombarded. You might have a tower in your backyard. You're getting bombarded. In some of these cases, I see these towers where they're not very tall and there's a 3 or 4 story apartment complex right next to it. And I just can't imagine what those people are feeling as they're sitting in their living room right now. And there's a tower 50 feet from them outside their window. It's just barely taller than their roof. So you got to protect yourself. Many ways that you can do that. Don't sleep with your phone next to you in the bedroom. Just take it out of your bedroom, put it on airplane mode, just get it away from you. Eliminate dirty electricity. There's filters you can get that will help get rid of that you can plug in. They look like just a little adapter you put in there and it just filters it. We have several filters that some of them I've made and some of them you can buy commercially. Get rid of your CFL bulbs, the little curly Q ice cream lights, just replace them and get yourself some LEDs. Either get rid or turn off your Wi-Fi. If you got to have Wi-Fi to use, turn it off when you're not using it. A lot of these will have a button on the phone that you can switch on and off pretty easy, or unplug it. And just try to keep your distance from electronics. I mean, if you have electronics that you use every day, don't have them next to where you are constantly. Give yourself some separation.
Get rid of Alexa, you guys.
Yeah.
We don't need Alexa.
On your smart meter, you can get covers for them. You can make covers, or you can opt out of the use of them. You can call the power company, and there's a good chance that you can opt out of the use of it. Cell phone cases, they make cell phone cases that actually will help shield some of the EMFs that are coming off of them. And then, of course, I talked about earlier, segregate the electronics to certain areas of your house. Keep some places electronics free. And I talked about other smart appliances. Stay away from smart appliances because that's just many more things that are transmitting constantly. And of course, know your environment. Identify where you're at. Where are all the towers, substations? Where are your power lines? You do not want to live underneath power lines. I mean, there'll be the little ones that are kind of running down the street. Can't really help that. But like the big high transmission ones that are going to a substation, don't live near those. So if you're getting ready to buy a house, look around what's around you.
So another thing, ladies, is that your cell phone isn't your cell phone. They are listening to you all the time. And then you think that your phone is not being listened to. It is all the time. And they've got the towers around to prove it. And so when you put your phone on airplane mode, it's not just that. Take your phone and put it out of the room. Get in it. You can actually open up your phone and have somebody put an external, undo the microphone and use an external microphone. So the apps, not all the apps work either. Someone just said something about the apps, but the thing is that you can have somebody open your phone and unplug the microphone and use an external one so that they can't hear your conversation, because they're looking, even when your phone is off and on airplane mode, they are still recording you. They can still hear your conversation. And we're so smart, we put our phone right under at the table with our girlfriends having coffee, and your phone is sitting there off on airplane mode and they are hearing and seeing you. Oops. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. They're hearing and seeing you. So, and we think that there's a safety. It's not. Go ahead, Rob.
So this image here are some smart covers that we made at our old place. This is actually what's called radiant barrier insulation. It has like an aluminum shield over it with a bubble inside. So we just, wrapped this thing around each other and then kind of made a cone at the end, and we put like a metal screen on the inside, like what you have on your window, but we use like aluminum, or you can use copper. And you just slide that over that. And what that does is it attenuates or reduces the signal down to where it's not hitting you so hard, but they can still operate. A prime example of this, the place we moved to now, we had put this on the meter when we first got here, and the power company accidentally turned off the power to our new place rather than our old place. Well, they couldn't turn it back on. So I went over there, pulled the cover off, and all of a sudden he was able to turn it back on. So it reduced it. So they still read it, but they could not turn it off. So that just shows you, it just reduces that down to a level that it's easier for the person to have around them, but it still functions. So in the case where you have to have a smart meter, then you have this option. And there's commercial ones available that you can buy as well.
Okay,
So,
wait, I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
So hold on a second, Alison has something she wants to share. And then
I
we'll
didn't
open the
know.
floor up for questions.
Okay, I didn't know how to download this, lady, so I'm just gonna play it. No, they can't see it. All right.
We are making making this dream reality.
Many of your medicines, we know from the COVID vaccine, very effective, very welcome.
Never mind Pfizer's CEO's little throat issue he has there. Pay attention to what he says next.
It's really fulfilling of a dream that we had together with my leadership team when we started in 19. The first week we met in January of 19 in California and to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023, we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%.
This is the yelling part.
Okay, sorry about that. All right, so he's saying that we're going to reduce the population by 50%. And we have to be aware, which I'm sure you ladies are, because the questions, the comments that you guys are making, it's like I'm behind the game because you guys are already there, which I'm so grateful that you're proactive. But these are things that I have to do to, keep myself safe. I have an old car. My car all our cars are like over 10 years old, 13 years old. They don't have all the new gadgets and all the stuff like that because I can't even get a rental car without the Wi-Fi Rob has to turn off the Wi-Fi. Bluetooth. So I have a room where the Wi-Fi won't reach. I spend a lot of time in there. If I have to turn on the computer, I try not to keep it on all day. And it's so hard to not get addicted to looking up things online. And so I have to practice self-preservation and just to make sure that I can take care of myself. Questions, ladies?
I have one, Allison.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say thank you for sharing this information. My husband and I have been doing a lot of research, even way before now, watching and being mindful of what's going on as far as all of these conveniences, killer conveniences. So my question is, I have this device on my home. Is there anything I can do with this to protect like you all did I know it's a different device, but is there something that I could, Dr. Rob and Dr. Allison, can you help me with it?
Well,
Help.
that's a gas meter, and it doesn't look like that. That looks like an analog meter on it, but I can't.
Yeah, yours, the numbers isn't analog. That's better.
Yeah, but that right there, that's the thing right there. So they put these on the outside of our homes. Now, I know in other neighborhoods, I know they're not putting this on the front lawn. This is tacky. They put these on the front of the homes instead of the backs like they used to. Just tacky.
So I think that you can probably have that removed and opt out of that if that's just a neat thing that's going to read it. They should be able to come and read it manually, and you should be able to opt out of that. They might give you some grief about it, but I'm pretty sure you can opt out of that if you don't want it on there.
And just watching and listening to you, I know that you can say exactly what you mean and mean it 100%.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
So the thing is that if that's on your if that's on your bedroom, it shouldn't be. Get it off.
It's at the front of the house on the bottom. It's at the base of the home where the basement window is. So it's underneath our window in the front, on the living room window.
Ask them what it is. And then tell us so that we will tell you what to do.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
What do you guys think of our hats? Yeah.
I know, right? Now, what are those hats made out of?
Aluminium.
Okay, because I was going to, okay, great. Thank you. I knew it wasn't what I thought it was. Okay.
We just wanted to let you know how, this is serious. I mean, they're like, what are you wearing on your head?
Yeah, protection. And I have a friend who makes, he makes the orgonite, which we wear. My family, we all have some where you wrap copper around quartz, and it helps repel the electronic whatever. Anyway, I'm done. I'm so
So
flabbergasted. Thank
another
you.
thing is when we were talking about orgonite and we're talking about shungite and all these things, you know, Mama Razia and all of us, the main thing that we have to do that I, you know, when I was talking about a doctor, whatever her name is in California, is you gotta eat right. We have got to eat right because they're using meat glue, they're using things in our food to take us out, and we are not made for that. Our melanin goes to the cerebral cortex of our brain. It makes a difference. And so we've got to take we've got to take that extra step. And it's I'd like to say that I eat healthy all the time, but I don't. And I'm at a point where I'm kind of struggling because I've been exposed to so much EMF. We moved out here, there was nothing, and now we have 4 manufactured homes that are facing this way. And so, can you get that paint? I want to show them paint. Where? Okay. So there's a paint called Y Shield that you can use. You guys can also look it up online. Rob's getting it right now. But the Y Shield is a paint that actually reflects EMF. I'm also going to be putting up curtains. And I don't know if you guys can see this. And it is expensive. It's like $179.
What is it
So
called? Y Shield?
Y Shield.
Okay.
And it's an RF paint. And if you're going to do one room, the room where you sleep, or, you know, put something on the floor or whatever, but the room where you are the most, take your curtains and put some RF curtains so that you have peace where you sleep as well.
Alison, can you show it again? Put the paint can back up so I can take a photo.
You can find it on Amazon. I love that picture. Okay.
Thank you so much. You say Amazon?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon or go to Home Depot or something like that. But the thing is, you tell everybody that you know, because the thing is that I think that everyone has to have this, because this is another thing, ladies, that I need you to get. So the sun is the solar flares. The sun is, every few hundred years it bursts out, right? And right now it's in a cooling phase where the sun it'll be rotating, but it will not be putting out the heat that it normally does for us to have our good food or whatever. And it happens every few hundred years. And it's not exactly an ice age, but it's responsible for killing the dinosaurs. People went into famine, they died. This is what's happening right now. So there's going to be, for the next 10 years, it's going to be like this. For the next 10 years, things are going to change. And so we need to, like I was talking to Mama Razia, Mama Hetheru, and you guys about, let's put things together so that we can plan how we're going to thrive, not survive, but thrive through this. Can I get an amen? Or just shake your head?
Amen.
Okay.
Yes.
So, let's see. Any other questions? Where are we? Oh,
Well,
that hand thing. Okay.
I think my hand is up. 2 things. For Mama, who was asking about the shield and the different things and what we can do. I know here in Michigan, the electric company, gas company, were really upset. There are a lot of people who protested against the meters when they first came, and they just put them on your place. And then you had to go and say, I don't want this, and blah, blah, blah. And there was a fight, and they came up with the conclusion that they would charge us so much extra per month on our bill. I think it was something like $200-300.
Whoa.
But if you refuse, if you didn't want it and you had them take it out and so forth, you had to pay this big extra fee to go back to the old way. The other thing I wanted to ask is, what about air conditioning? I know that some people have air conditioned units connected to the home, and then some people get central air. And what are we to know about that technology as it relates to our health?
For the most part, air conditioners are, if they're standard air conditioners, there's really not much there to worry about other than, it's an electronic device, so you're gonna have something there. The thing to watch out for is the smart thermostats and anything wireless that they want to try to put in. You don't need to adjust your thermostat from 2 states away. That's what it comes down to. You don't need that. So stay away from any kind of smart thermostat or any programmable thermostat that uses like a wireless signal. If you really need to have a programmable thermostat, you can have one that's hardwired in to your internet so you can adjust it while you're away, but you don't want it transmitting, nothing wireless when it comes to appliances.
Yeah, we hardwire everything in here.
Okay, thank you.
Star.
Mama, next, Star.
What is their reason for getting rid of 50% of the population?
I say probably because we are overpopulating. We're using up a lot of resources, and some people feel that there's just too many people here and it's not sustainable. I'm sure there's other theories that are out there. That's the one that comes to mind for me, is just we're using up the resources in this planet very quickly, and sustainability for long-term living for the elite or the chosen ones that they like to call themselves.
Yeah, and so the thing is also is that you got to think about it. We humans, we use up everything. We're like parasites. I know it doesn't sound right, but we have lost the old way of living. We used to take care of the land. We used to. We don't do that anymore. We just use, everything is disposable. People think that they're doing a justice when they take things to Goodwill. Over half of the clothing ends up in a landfill. 75% of what you take to Goodwill or a thrift store ends up in a landfill.
Yeah.
Everything is disposable, everything. And now they're saying we're disposable as well. And that brings me back to the meters. The meters are used, the meters that are close together, it's not just for 5G, it is so that they can kill you if they need to. And that's the honest truth. And so or if they can shut down your gas, they can shut down your electricity, they can shut down your car. Here in Arizona, you die without air conditioning. Today it's going to be 115 degrees. So you have to have air conditioning here, but they want to have control over everything. And if they can see you, they can do things to you. If they can see you through your phone, actually they can't see you through your phone, any phone. We were getting the old Blackberries, which I told you guys. Everything.
Okay, Alison.
Did I answer the question, ma'am?
Star.
Star, did I answer your question?
Oh, yes, thank you.
All right, darling.
Allison,
Yes, ma'am.
I have to take a little short break. All you who are listening in Facebook and YouTube, we are going to leave you. If you want to continue this conversation with us, you need to go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org and get your ticket to come in to the Zoom room. So thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Where's the chat thing so I can see?
You can go ahead.
Okay. They have burning food plants, meat processing plants. Yeah. So this is all. So, okay. Rob says, he touched his antenna to mine and says, I need to still answer EMF questions. So what other questions do we have, ladies?
Samsung user SMA426U. If you unmute yourself, we can hear your question. I see your hand raised. Just hit the little microphone, touch your screen, and then touch that red mic, and it'll open up your. There you go.
You heard me. Oh my goodness.
Ta-da!
I wanted to know again, what did you said those antenna are made of that you have on your head?
Oh, this, you know what? This was, some people say it's for show, but people really use these to stop the it's very thin to stop the EMFs.
Yeah.
And so we were just trying to make a statement here as well. And I don't want you guys to forget this because this is a daily thing for us.
We don't wear these every day.
No, we don't, because I think.
But we do have some stuff. Like
So, but that's aluminum foil, though.
That's aluminium. It's aluminium.
How do you spell that?
Aluminum and foil.
Oh, that's aluminum foil.
My home is London, and we talk like this, so I say aluminium, darling.
I kind of thought it, but I said, well, that must be something different. But I want to know the name. So we're gonna get cut out of here in a minute, is it? Or
no, we go to 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to go to the Elizabeth, and I didn't get the rest of that name of the website to go to.
You obviously you got the Zoom number, so you're good.
Oh, okay. All right. So that really. Oh, the question I really had was about the landlines. I had a landline phone in addition to my cell phone so that I didn't have to use the cell phone so often. And then for years, it was plugged into the wall like any other landline. And at some point, I realized it was plugged into not a landline jack, but to an AT&T jack. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. And they told me, no, you don't have a landline. And it costs more to have a landline than to have the phone hooked up to the internet. So, I mean, is that what's happening? They're fading out the landline phones?
Yeah, so what you're referring to is what's called a POTS line or plain old telephone line. That is slowly being phased out because it's older technology. So what they're doing is they're taking over the thing over the internet. So they're able to break off a regular phone line off your internet connection. And so that's what they're largely doing. They call it voice over IP or VoIP. So you'll need a newer phone for that type of stuff.
So the phones that used to be landlines and plugged into a landline jack, they're now plugged in, and we got the same kind of electromagnetic fields with the landline phone. Is that?
It's similar, yeah. I mean, it'll plug into your router, which either it's Wi-Fi or it's not Wi-Fi, and it still emits some radiation. But the big thing that you need to look at also is your landline phone. Is it cordless or corded? So if it's cordless, that's
hands-free.
Yeah, that's just as bad because that hands-free, it's transmitting. What are you talking? We got rid of ours. We use a corded phone.
Now I want to do that now because I thought I was doing myself a favor by having a landline. But if it's a cordless or hands-free phone, it's the same as the cell phone, then, huh?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay. And what do you do for your tinnitus? Because I've discovered that too. The ringing thing.
Yeah, some days it's worse than others.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'm not sure what more to say about it other than it's a symptom. I mean, I work around it often, and it's a symptom of it. You know, whether it's the bombarding that we get every day, or from my profession being around it in a heavier environment.
And make sure that you're taking MMS or magnesium. Make sure you have enough magnesium in your system.
Okay, and I do a thing called aphanizomenon plus aqua. It's like spirulina or chlorella magnified. So
good.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you for answering the questions.
I have a question. What about, we're talking about our mouth and stuff, you know, what the implants?
Oh,
Talk about that.
Run, run. I would not, okay. So we had a veteran, his name was Martin Gamboa. He was 89 years old, and he was full of piss and vinegar. He was just, he got sick, and we ended up, having to move in here because he didn't want to have his kids take care of him. He wanted to stay with us. He went and got, this all happened after he got implants, all of it. And he got, they said his immune system was gone. And his brother is 100 years old, okay? 100. And his other sister is like 96 and 92. And he's he's the second one to pass away in his family. And the doctor recommended, he goes, I do not recommend that you get those. I do not recommend that you get implants. He had everything pulled, all his teeth taken out, and then they put the implants. The thing is every tooth represents an organ. Every root in your gum line represents an organ. So you pull out the tooth, then you put something else in there. What do you think that that's doing? Kind of like auricular therapy. They take these magnets and they put them on your ear, right? To heal an organ in your body. So here you are putting a foreign object in your gum line, in through the bone. How is that supposed to affect your organs? You're doing, in essence, the same thing. You're cutting down the efficiency of the functioning of your body. So you have your liver, your spleen, your gallbladder, everything in your teeth, the way that your hands feel, your feet, your nerves, your endocrine, digestion, circulatory, it goes away. And then you sit here and you wonder why you feel like you're going crazy. They're like, oh no, it's not going to affect anything. Well, 5G doesn't affect anything either. Aluminium doesn't affect anything either. Cigarettes don't affect anything either. I'll buy flowers for you with those implants.
So what can be done when you have teeth issues to correct that? You just stuck with it?
Yeah. Before I answer that question, Rob is gonna, you guys, Rob has got to sign off, and he's got to go to work here. So Rob, come back on the screen. And
Rob,
I hope
thank you so much for joining us and sharing this information.
Very informative. Excellent information.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to your question. I mean, I
does he need to take his phone and you go on your other phone?
No, this is my computer. This is fine.
Okay. Okay.
So so as far as the teeth are concerned, get dentures. You get you some good old dentures. Make sure you get your stuff and use it, and dentures. That's what Charlene, I'm gonna probably have her on a call as well. She's 75 years old, and she looks like she's about 50. She looks great. She had gotten the implants in all of her teeth. She had all of them removed and got dentures put in. And she had gotten an infection, and her bones were crumbling, and all sorts of stuff were happening. And this is just less than less than a year ago. And so she's just wearing dentures, and she's like, look, I am not dealing with this ever again. I mean, she looks great, but she's just getting dentures. I mean, we want convenience. This convenience is detrimental to us. The world is, the world is turning slower and slower, and we're turning faster and faster. And Mother Nature is saying, hold on a second. Do you remember when you used to plant tomatoes and you would, harvest my love, and I gave it to you for your health and for your well-being and for your longevity and for your peace of mind? All the greats, Bach, all the piano players, they are able to feel the earth beneath their feet. You can't do that anymore. In 100,000 years, the analogy of the human body has not changed. The only thing that has changed is industry. The human body has not changed. The only thing that has changed is industry. And the industry is what is killing us because we're not paying attention to what Mother Nature is saying. And she's saying, be still. Pay attention to me. I'm giving you all this love. Could you please give it back? Don't let me start crying here.
Can I make a comment about the teeth? Because I had a similar situation. A lot of my teeth I thought were going to have to get pulled. I do have dentures and it makes a world of difference. But to save the teeth, what I discovered is helping that is the food grade peroxide used as mouthwash. You know, there's formulas to use. And I tell you, I had a specialist look in my mouth because I had to have a tooth removed at some point. He looked at my mouth almost with disgust as to saying, how is it you got such good oral hygiene with such jacked up teeth? Because they're so spaced in between. Of course, we worry about that, but the food grade peroxide will cleanse your teeth, keep the bacteria count down, keep the cavities from coming. Because I thought they were gonna have to take out everything. I was amazed at how many teeth they were able to save. So check out using some food grade peroxide. And they
You
usually
can
have.
also, yeah, go ahead.
You
Food grade
gargle
peroxide
with
is good
it.
as well.
You
Yeah,
gargle with it or you brush with it? What do you do? What do you do?
Well, I also use Pronamel because it has some stuff in there that kind of protects the enamel. At this point, I hate to say this, but I don't brush my teeth every day all the time with that toothpaste, but I do like to use it because it does protect the enamel. But I do use the food grade peroxide, and it usually has the recipes on the label to show how to blend it. But just in case, the man who made a lot of it apparently passed away, and the new people who are making it, they're not using the recipes on the bottle anymore, so you don't know how to use it anymore. But it's 80 drops for every 16 ounces of water. I use purified water, and it works. My son had a big abscess, and they couldn't pull a tooth he had. I let him use some of that, and his abscess was reduced. And I just find it's a good thing to keep your teeth, save what we got. Because it's scary when you think you got to get them all taken out.
Mama, what was that recipe? 80 drops per how many ounces of water?
80 drops per 16 ounces of water. Purified water is the best, I think.
Got it. I
Another
use
thing,
oil pulling too. Oil pulling is good too. I put the link in the
I
chat
saw
also.
that. I saw that. Any kind of oil or
Read the article. Read the article.
okay.
Sunflower oil, sesame seed oil, but it's in the article.
To pull the tooth?
No. Just read the article. You'll see what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Okay.
All right.
All right.
And again, sisters, if you go to the bottom where you type in stuff, to write in the chat, where the three buttons are, hit that button and say save chat, and it'll save it to your email or on your computer or something like that.
Okay. How do you hold that chat? Because the chats move so fast once it's there.
You can just on the sidebar, just pull it back down or pull it to, like I can go all the way up to the beginning.
Okay. I'm on my cell phone. This is my very first time using Zoom on my cell phone because I forgot and left my tablet at home way back in Lansing. So I'll try that at some point to see how that works.
Okay.
Thank you.
so also the plantain herb is good for tightening your gums as well.
Oh, okay.
So you can use banana peels to whiten your teeth and things like that. And my girlfriend's from Ghana, and I'm sitting here going, girl, what you doing? And she's using a neem stick, and she's like chewing on the neem stick. See, the thing is, we forget. We have forgotten. When I talk, don't let me forget to talk about when I talk about the houses, how we brought food back from Africa, how they use dirt to protect themselves from the sun. I mean, we forgot.
Yeah.
We forgot. And I'm really thinking about getting me some sister locks, by the way. You guys, your locks are gorgeous. So the thing is above all else, I mean, of course, save your teeth, whatever you can do. But please think before you decide to be invasive, poke a hole through your liver by going through your gum.
Oh,
Don't
Allison,
poke a hole through your pancreas.
right.
Yeah.
Right. I just wanted to share that there are a lot of, I've noticed the increase in teeth challenges since, you know, we've got the 3G and the 4G and the 5G. It's not like they've cut off the 3G to make the 4G and cut off the 4G. All of this stuff is running simultaneously. And teeth
whoa.
are being destroyed on a large scale. I have a friend who was eating granola one day and her tooth just cracked. And it seems like once she told me that, then I experienced my feeling, because I still have it in my mouth, and I'm not willing to go in and put another needle through my skin, because metal impaling our skin is not good. That's the first thing they do when we get here is they stab us with metal. But removing all of that to put, say, porcelain. Now I'm sure there's some problems with the porcelain or whatever that new stuff is they're using so they can stay white. But people are losing teeth. I could probably go in every circle that I have, and probably 3 or 4 of my friends have teeth that have had to be pulled. And then the
Okay.
root canal. People are passing after root canals. My mother was diagnosed with ALS after a root canal, and I was getting ready to ask the group that we used to be with, because they can't find similarities in challenges for people with health. You know, we don't know what the cause is. Well, I was getting ready to ask how many people have root canals or challenges with their teeth, because that's a lot. Because like you said, we did a session about the teeth and how they're connected everywhere in the body. Well, not everywhere, but how each tooth is responsible for a part of the body or communicates how blah blah blah. But that is something we really really need to look at. And those chemtrails
Okay.
have that cambium, which is a mimic of calcium. The body thinks it's calcium, so it takes it in and wants it because it thinks that it's
Okay.
calcium. So we got
Okay.
all these challenges. Go ahead, babe.
Let me, I lose my train of thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So you just said so much and it's so prolific. Thank you so much. Okay, so people are losing teeth. Remember, I want you to remember the DNA strand, deoxyribonucleic acid. Our DNA strand is turned like a helix, right? It's turned in a helix. We are walking around and our helixes, all 80 trillion of them are unwinding. And they're turning into a straight ladder. And the ladder is falling apart. And we're losing teeth. And we're getting cancer. And we're getting tinnitus. And we're getting this. And we're getting. So take the leaf of a plant. Really look at the leaf of a plant and look where the veins go. The way the veins go is an actual ecosystem in the plant. And that's how we need to eat. That's our only protection. Go ahead.
I was thinking about another. Deep breathing. I mean, too many people do not understand how important deep breathing is, because oxygenating the body is important also, which is another thing the food grade peroxide does. It helps to do the oxygenation in some areas, but that's something that you don't hear people telling us to do often either, you know.
It's so tragic. And by the way, Mama Hetheru, your teeth are gorgeous. All of you ladies have beautiful teeth, every one of you. And we are, you know, it's a struggle. Like right now, I told you I have four manufactured homes that are facing me. I have gained more weight. I'm sitting here, you know, we spent $400 and something to get this paint. I have a piece of cloth that I'm going to put, not cloth, but curtain that I'm going to put over the windows so that I can gain my sense of balance, because I can feel everything falling apart here. And so it's, and Rob's like, we got to do something. He didn't even bat an eye when I said, okay, this is going to be $200, almost $200 for each gallon of paint. And he was like, buy it. He didn't say anything else. He goes, I will go. There's a place on Van Buren where people prostitute themselves. And he goes, look, I will go and sell myself so that you can have paint. So we spend that much on BS. Yeah. Gosh, you guys, this is my first presentation on Zoom like this, and I didn't sleep last night because I was going, oh my gosh, is the phone, is the computer gonna die on me? Am I gonna find my name? Am I gonna be able to turn it on? Thank you guys for being so supportive. I hope, please tell me honestly what you guys thought of the presentation today.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We were like quiet, like, oh my gosh. Like I just was like, oh. Thank you, Allison. And I am so proud of you for stepping out there and not knowing. And the other day when you said, I don't know how to use it. Yes, you do. You've had a quick lesson by Queen Aduni. You got that lesson day 1. And this is you were on 2 days and you're presenting on your 3rd, okay? Come on now. We're about empowering here. Empowering and teaching and learning from one another. So thank you so much. With your crown on. I gotta make me a crown.
Yeah, you guys, I don't want you to forget this. Rob was like, Alison, are you really gonna put that on my head? I said, yeah. I said, I want these women to know how serious I am about this. And he just sat there and he was like, Rob is a supervisor. And there's one picture he wanted to show you. And it just broke my heart. So at the stadium, they have antennas under each and every seat.
Oh.
And it's like over 1,000 seats. It's, big football stadium. He's responsible for putting antennas under every seat. Rob wears a special hat that has a silver cloth lining on the inside of it. And he wears this bracelet thing because the RF is so high there. And I've seen guys that were electricians for 30 years and their eyeballs shake back and forth like this when they look at you, because because the helix is, I hope I'm saying it right. Please, ladies, if I'm saying it wrong, please tell me. The helix, the DNA strands that have gone into a ladder and that are falling apart, the brain is meant to be, it's got those lines in it, and the brain is meant to be kept together, right? With those lines, the brain is going like this. All over the frontal lobe, everything is falling apart. It flattens the frontal lobe. Watching TV flattens the frontal lobe, and so the tenacity, the willing to want to do things is gone. The brain is separating. Alzheimer's disease. This is like we have to proof our house. EMF proof your house. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. I'm in the process of building the other house, which we're gonna do, but I wanted to. This was so much more important.
It was.
It's we've got to do with what we got. Pay attention to your pillows. Pay attention to what you're wearing. Pay attention to what you're putting on your body, because the plastic.
That's the other one. That's the other one.
Yeah.
But that's one of many.
Wear cotton.
Linen or cotton, the gigahertz. I want to stay where we're at on the EMFs here. So when he talks about dirty electricity, Rob's very linear. He's very linear, meaning that his mind only, it's logic and this makes sense and the wires do this and whatever. He actually has gone dumpster diving trying to find things to clean the electricity that he can attach to the TV, that he can attach to the wall. He's changed the wires. He's wired things up. He's gotten, we're going to buy a newer refrigerator. We went to Goodwill to get a refrigerator that would not affect me, because I can sense it. They have it on, you see those big round circles that you see on a tower, and you notice how close they are. Well, if you're going over a hill and you don't know why you're feeling warm, it's because that is blasting you from 10 miles away. So it goes like this. That's how the energy goes. Wow. And these smart meters that we're showing you, and we cover them, it makes a difference when you cover them, ladies. So we just gotta, our awareness, our Heavenly Father is so good. He's made us aware of so many things everywhere we go, with our children, with our husbands, with our family and friends. So let's pay attention and make sure that we're aware, and that so we can take care of each other and ourselves. Right, Mama Raziya?
Hi. I just want you to know how right on your discussion is today. Now, I see that I've got, I don't know what they call them, but the smartphones are so smart. I've gotten 2 invitations to buy somebody's protection against radioactivity. So 2 different businesses have already hit my phone.
Wow.
Having picked up our conversation.
Mhm.
So when he was talking about how we are forever being listened to and so forth, it is true. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? They have already tuned in before we can even finish this workshop. There are people who are trying to sell me something that will protect against.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mama Raziya, so this is another thing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to hack you. It's not necessarily they're trying to protect you, they're trying to hack you. All you have to do is answer that and you're hacked.
Wow.
All you do, or if you unsubscribe, you're hacked. You delete it. Do not do anything else. You
Just
just
let it go.
delete it. Don't let it sit on there. Just delete. Don't unsubscribe because they'll hack you. You're hacked. Don't answer it. You're hacked. And so it is just it's like the veins of a plant. The veins of the plant, they all are outreaching, but they're all connected by one root. And that's what they're doing with these phones here. And so Rob is investigating. And he's like, because if my mother had, bless my mother, God bless her, I was a geek from the minute I came out of her womb. And I was sitting here, I remember growing up and my mom's like, Alison, what did you do? And there's string. My bed is on the other side of the room and there's a string going all the way around the room. And I had hooked it up so that I can turn the light on and off from my bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I did that. And I'm 5 years old. And my mom's like, Alison, take all this tape off the wall. Your daddy's going to say this, My mom, she wasn't into science and stuff like that. But I love this stuff. So I said, Rob, I go, honey, I want you to open my phone and I want you to unhook the microphone and I want to get an external microphone because the external microphone that you hook into your phone will allow you to be able to have private conversations.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are the things that I think about. And I'm sitting here going, okay. So they're like, okay, well, then you can go on VPN or whatever. VPN is, they can say you're on airplane mode. Airplane mode, you guys, it doesn't work. They are still listening to you. They take pictures of you. They do all of this stuff. So, and it's not a matter of, don't be afraid because we are a powerful people. Amen. So we'll just as time goes on, we'll think about this and get it together, right?
Right. So Allison, one other thing, my friend gave me. You can get these chips, I forgot what it's called, but to protect from your phone. So we have these stickers that are on the back of the phone. I don't know the name of it. Can't explain all that.
I
But
have
it's to
that.
help with that electromagnetic energy. But one thing about lead paint. When I was doing research about lead paint was a protection against radioactivity. It's
So
dangerous to ingest.
do you
It's
know that when
dangerous.
you just held up, when you just held up your phone, you just broadcasted to everybody. You
That's
just
all right.
held
I
it
don't
up.
give it. I don't, you know what? They already listen. They already know what the hell I got. They already know. I'm not whatever. I don't give a dang,
Yeah.
diggy, dang, dang. I
So
don't give
no,
a
I'm just
I
giving
know.
you an example
Right.
of what it is that they always know where you are. They always know what
Yes.
you're doing even when you don't have the thing on. I just wanted to explain that to you.
No
And
problem.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm just frustrated. I'm just flustered right now because it's my husband always tells me when I tell him I don't want to do this and that. He said, "Baby, you already on." So he said, "Just be you, and it ain't nothing. Damn, I don't care." They doing what they want to do. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm gonna share information just like we doing. They listen to all of this. Listen to it, okay? We are not the ones. We not the ones. You know what really bothers me was when our friends, they started giving away. Oh, we're giving away 16 cell phones. Come on, join the group. People are giving these cell phones to their children, their
That's right.
babies. They're letting them play on them. Isis didn't get a cell, and if it was up to me, she would have not got it in 12th grade. But when she went to school out in Fraser, my sister was like, she gonna get a cell phone. Because I said, all your friends got cell phones. We don't have to pay no bill. What you talking about? You need to call me, use your friend's phone. But this giving of cell phones to second graders and children, they don't need phone. They didn't need these phones.
Mhm.
And then they're like, how did my child get cancer?
Yeah. Or you have children. A friend of mine, his daughter, his niece, his goddaughter was kidnapped and
Mm.
taken. Some of this guy was from Chicago. Some person she met and online. And I was
Mm.
telling him I didn't give my daughter a cell phone. He said, "Well, that's how they found her." I said, "But that's how he found her because she had a cell phone. Because no, the parents aren't monitoring these children on these cell phones."
And even if they do, there's some things that still slip through.
That's right.
Yes, I don't like it, but they do.
So if you guys could get anything, if you could tell me one thing that you got out of this meeting today, what did you get?
Well, I'm gonna say about the teeth because my husband and I, my mouth is like jacked up, and singing and speaking and all of that. This is bravery for me to get like this talking to all of you guys. But so we were going to go. I wanted to do it quick and get it over with so I can get out there and speak and sing and all that kind of stuff. So I can, I could be, really open my mouth and sing and stuff because I'm very self-conscious of it because I'm looking at everybody else when they sing and their mouth is open, it's coming out from their, stomach diaphragm and stuff, and you want to say the O and all the letters right. And so we just, we've been like, planning that we're going to get the whole thing done. And people have said, no, you shouldn't do that. But they never explained why. They never, especially like you have really like stopped me in my tracks sharing this about, the teeth and explaining the connection of everything to the entire body.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just out now, and I'm let my husband see this because you really got to know what's going on and how. I mean, I know I'm gonna live to 100. Then it's on God's humor after 100, and I'm gonna be healthy. And so if that's going to affect me like that, it's not worth it. And I just have to figure out, like, I'll just get the what'd you say? Get the
Get the dentures, get the bridge.
dentures and get with somebody who
Yeah.
really
So
knows
the thing
what they're
is,
doing.
the thing is that when we have something that is going on with us, it is so hard. Like, for example, I have a uterine fibroid and I've had it for a very, very long time. And I'm sitting here going, okay, today my wheatgrass comes and I've got all these things to do. And I had all 32 of my teeth until she had I don't know, you can see it. I had to have a tooth pulled and I was like, it was so weird. And then when I had that tooth pulled, I got the relief that I needed. But at the same time, I was like, okay, what is it that I need to do to make sure that I'm okay? So she suggested that I get a bridge to put in here, so I have a bridge to put in there. The thing is that when we have a challenge with our teeth, Queen Aduni, first I want to tell you, I am honored that you would share something so sensitive with us. I am so honored. Your sensitivity and your integrity show with every word that you have said. Secondly, to get the dentures and a bridge, you have to do what is good for you at this time because it affects your digestion unless you're eating and drinking liquid all the time.
Yeah.
So we need to just do what we need to do here. And so the thing is, because it goes remember, everything manifests in the spiritual realm first. So if something's trying to leave or something is not working, then we need to address it. And I just want to encourage you and let me know how I can support you with your endeavor. You are so loved.
Thank you. Yeah, I was at Raziya's, was that Thursday?
Yeah, last
And
Thursday.
she had, you know, we got our plate and stuff, and then there was the coleslaw, which was looking delicious, right? And I said, well, you know, you could keep this and maybe give me something different. And she said, just give me that. Do you mind if I blend it? And she threw it in the blender and whipped it up. And I was sitting there with my little cup and just, you know, I so enjoyed it. I was telling, a matter of fact, I was telling Nawili about it. I said, you know, she just threw it in there. And then I was able to eat, because she was saying that a lot of elders have teeth issues now. And so you still can get those vitamins. You can still eat that. Because when you chew it, it all ends up one anyway, you know, mush. But it was, so thank you, Raziya, for, you know, sharing that so that I can still enjoy the food and get the nutrients from it as well.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the stuff that people use to adhere their dentures in their mouth.
Before we answer that, Queen, can you give me your name so that we know I can change it on there instead of you being Samsung?
Oh, I'm Hania, Mama Hania.
Spell that.
So you know me.
Yes, I am.
Yes, because this is my cell phone, my first time being on Zoom with it. I didn't realize my name didn't come up, but it's Mama Hania, and it's HANIYYAH is how it's spelled.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, go ahead and finish, dear.
Oh, about the dentures, because I love wearing my dentures because my face looks full, because they do serve a purpose of filling the face back out too. But I don't use the gripping stuff. You know, I thought about it, but I just can't fathom the idea of swallowing saliva that's surrounding that stuff all day long, you know. So fortunately, I went back, I don't know, maybe 30 times getting adjustments until we finally got it the way I want it, you know. But I still choose those, and I'm grateful that I stayed with the idea of not having those implants, because I didn't feel good about thinking of using those. And I'm glad to get that information about that today too.
So these black, the darkness down here, I could get rid of that?
Well, that food grade peroxide is going to eat away at that plaque. Every time I go for my teeth cleaning, where I used to cringe the idea of getting my teeth clean, because they take that thing and scrape, and it would just aggravate me. Girl, they're almost disappointed now that there's not enough to scrape up. You know, they try to find something to scrape. But I attribute that to the food grade peroxide, but also the partials that I have. Every time they make more adjustments. So now I think it's about as best as it's gonna get without me changing my teeth, because you know, as we get older, the gums get more damaged too, and they can't use, or they don't use those things to straighten out the teeth in my mouth. So I've got crooked teeth, you know, but they're nicer, whiter than they would have been before I used the food grade peroxide, and the partial dentures. They make my mouth look so much nicer when I go out, you know, and speak.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was telling my husband, I said, Phil, I look like I had a stroke or something. And so he was looking at me, I said, because, and I attribute it to that over here, where there's teeth missing, that this leans in a little bit. Yeah. So, you know,
Okay, so it's deteriorating.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to encourage you, but I do want to encourage you to, we need to go to the dentist to see, to make sure that there's not something, an infection. And if we need to pull, however we can support you. I go to Mexico to get my teeth done. I go to Mexico and you are more than welcome to come out here, and it's so much less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we do is you drive to Mexico and they have they're trained here. All the Americans from Michigan, they'll drive in their motorhome from here or fly from there and fly to here, and they'll get their teeth done, which is they'll pull the teeth, and then the next day then they'll fit you for your dentures, and then they'll take the casting and they'll do everything, but it's a lot less expensive. Here it's like $20,000-$30,000. There it's like 6 or 4,000 or something like that.
Well, my husband.
Pardon me, ladies. Pardon me one moment. If you have your mic on, please put it on mute so we don't hear background noises, please. And that might even be me. Okay.
Thanks, Allison.
Thank you.
So anyone else has some comments or some shares for what you learned today? Because Allison did ask everybody, what did you get out of today? How did it impact your thinking or your decision-making or your understanding? Or if you don't understand something, this is the perfect time. We got about 13 minutes. This is the time to share, even if it's about your appreciation of what she has shared with us.
Well, I would like to just share with Allison that I appreciated the information on how we are being affected by the meters and the various cell phones and all the energy that is around us. And we're having the tingling, the headaches, the backaches, whatever. And we are being used, in a big way by our medical system. We're being given pills and elixirs, all kinds of stuff. And it's not going to do any good if the source of the pain and suffering is right around you. And so we're wasting a lot of money. We're wasting a lot of time going back and forth, getting x-rays and punched and poked. And it's all for naught. And there are people who know that it's for naught. And so it's like, it's a big game being played. And it just came open today. I was reminded of how cleansing is a huge need. We are getting all this stuff from the atmosphere, from some of the things we ingest, holding a cell phone, you're getting things. So how to cleanse as best you can, how to stay as active as you can, to sweat, to move, and keep your body moving. Because if you're being bombarded and there's a way to pass it through and expel it. So of all times, it's most important to be eliminating 2 to 3 times a day, to be drinking the amount of water and a bit more, to be exercising and sweating and getting this out of your body through your pores, because it seems that we're getting it no matter what. And so I got, the great importance of having your body be able to be that self-healing machine, passing the toxins through and eliminating them daily, hourly, so that we can stay alive. I remember when Kissinger came out some years ago with the concept of the useless eaters. And many of you are aware of that, but there's a whole number of people in the world being classified as useless eaters. And these are people who are targeted to be eliminated. And a useless eater is someone who they describe who is not productive and contributing to the betterment of society. And they decide who that is. So I won't say any more about that, but there's a huge movement to eliminate the useless eaters. That concept is not mentioned as much today, but it was hot about 20 years ago. And Henry Kissinger was one of the people who was reminding the world.
I think those useless eaters you're describing that they're talking about is what we would one time call consumers. That's all we're basically good for, using up stuff.
I want to thank Alison for helping me to feel okay about my thoughts about certain things that you spoke about, especially the implants, the injections of the pain serum, things like that. It would come to me. Oh, that doesn't quite make sense to me. And so thank you for helping me to realize that I wasn't the one off track. I appreciate all the information that was received. I have some websites here that I want to take a look at as well. But thank you so much. And it was good talking to you when I was there in Arizona.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get to see you. Thank you for being on the call.
I enjoyed you. Thank you so much.
I'm glad.
Anyone else want to share?
Raziya, my sisters, please forgive me. I'm not going to be on video. I wouldn't offend you with what's going on here visually. But thank you so much, Alison and Rob. This has just heightened my awareness of our need to, one, take into account in every decision that we make. How is this affecting us, our electromagnetic, intake output? I know that doesn't kind of capture it all, but, in the things we eat, the things we do, where we allow ourselves to go, what we allow in our homes, just everything. It's a part of, our decision-making process now, that I didn't realize needed to be a part of it. I want to thank you for that. And then I want to just bring out our inherent telepathic abilities that we've had since the beginning of creation, that we're going to be getting back to, so that we, and what dimension do you call this, Sheila? Operating from this dimension where we can communicate telepathically and whatnot, so that we don't need any of this electronics and all of that for our communications, getting in tune with ourselves, the meditation and whatnot, so that, we just are not so dependent upon electronics, just to get us to start thinking about developing that more, or restoring it, actually, because this is something that, we were created with that we have not been using. So I just want to bring that out.
Amen.
Thank you.
I called it yeah.
Could we reactivate the drumming and the use of the drum in our communication systems?
That would be great.
Yes, yes.
Like Mama Hetheru said, we're in all three of the third, fourth, and fifth dimension. All of that is going on, and we can't really stop progress, quote unquote. But we have to just learn how, with this information, learn how to adjust as our bodies learn to adjust. We have to protect where we are now, and physically and all of that. And like Alison said, it's in the food. We gotta really get serious about what we are putting in our body to sustain, excuse me, and protect what's going, because there's a change going on. It's happening. And it's beyond just man misusing things. It is the world and the universe going through its cycle of progression. And we just have to be aware of what's going on. And then some will be evil, they'll use it for evil. And then some, it's just the change of, change of life, change of the world, change of the universe, change of the atmosphere. It's Mother Earth spitting out things that, like, I don't want that, I don't want
Right,
that.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
so we just have to be aware and protect our body. It's just not, it's not like just what is that word I want? We can't just take advantage of it, it's my right or things like that.
Abuse, it can't
Yeah,
abuse it.
yeah, because we're doing that to our children.
Mhm.
Babies, I mean, infants. The little girl was sitting at the shop. She's just like maybe not even a year, and she's grabbing the phone. You can
Mhm.
ask a
That's the
2-year-old.
babysitter. That's the new
Yeah,
babysitter.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And then you can ask a 2-year-old to come and show you how to do something, and they can do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ask
They
the
can do
children.
it. I was telling
So,
my niece wanted to use my phone. I said, no, and then when she got over here on the computer, she was able to go to Canva and pull everything and move this over. And I'm like, whoa. 'Cause, you used to think, oh, they're gonna mess my phone up. They're gonna mess my computer up. No, they know how to do all of that. Some of
Mhm.
it is because of when the world was shut down, from
Mhm.
COVID. And then the children had to begin to work on for schoolwork. They had to learn the whole computer world.
Mhm.
And they was probably doing it quicker than the teacher.
Mhm.
They knew how to do it. And they're sitting in front of that computer, like, for the whole classroom. That's where they're
So,
sitting at.
So I just
Mama,
wanted to share 1 second, Allison. I just want to share, even though we are growing our own food, we are still in this air, we are still in this airspace. So it's best to speak our spells and say words over our food. So that no matter what's in it, we can eliminate that and put on it what we need: health and strength and love and peace.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And all of this was done under the umbrella of COVID. Just imagine the movement that has made way, the typhoon, a tsunami that has been
Yeah.
made a way for under this COVID umbrella.
Yes, and the
Mhm.
world, it wiped the
The
world
world,
out.
yes.
Now that's a big movement, the whole world. Huh.
yeah, you
Yeah.
took the words kind of right out of my mouth. And also, this is going to be kind of far-fetched, but we need to have a 5-year plan for example, Strawberry, Arizona is probably 4 hours away from me. They hit bedrock. They're higher up, getting water from the Colorado River. They are hauling water, and it's about $1,000 a week. They're hauling water. I have a well, and so my well is one of the deepest wells in this area, and I haven't hit bedrock or anything, but because the well is deep, I've got to think about this kind of stuff, because there are other people around here that their well is like 400 feet deep, 500 feet, and they are hauling water. And so 10 years, it's going to be this way. It's going to be colder in Michigan than, like it's going to be like Alaska, which I've been to Alaska. It's going to be hotter here. I mean, we hit 125 degrees. That's crazy.
It's not even
So
summer yet.
yeah, exactly. So this is where Mama Raziya, I was suggesting to you that your back room that needs to be outfitted so that you can grow. Everyone take a closet, put whatever you need to make a grow tent, whatever it is that you need to do, have a build and make an add-on so that you can put some socks.
That's your
Sorry.
dog.
Yeah,
He got something to say. He got something to say.
he's I don't know if y'all can see him.
Big.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Aw.
Hi,
He's a
Sox.
rescue. He's a rescue. He's an American Staff Terrier, and they were gonna kill him. And I was like, no, I'll take him. And he's impatient, and he talks, and
He gotta go
he's
to the bathroom, Mama. He gotta go
no,
potty.
he's like, he'll sit here, he'll start knocking stuff over. He'll take his paw and he'll knock over, just, and then he'll look at me like, I told you I wanted to go out, you know. So the 5-year plan, this is, I mean, we're gonna do an add-on to where we're gonna take a shed, just a plain shed, and put some, just a second, y'all, this dog is looking at me like I got 3 eyes. I'm sorry.
Like you said, don't you hear what I'm saying?
Oh, man, this has just been, whoa. I didn't expect this. This has been awesome. This information has been awesome. Oh,
This is my other dog.
More manageable.
This is,
Hey, cutie pie.
that's Pierre, he's 15.
Oh,
Hi, Pierre.
And then
Hi, Pierre.
this is
Y'all
this
feel
is
like-
baby.
Hi, baby.
She's 16.
Oh.
She'll be 17 this month. She'll be 17 tomorrow.
Happy birthday. Happy doggy day.
So she rules the other dogs, but they're all
well,
adopted.
the
You know,
elder.
they're all adopted. So the 5-year plan. So this is, I need you to do this now because everything is so expensive. Go to Goodwill, go wherever you need to go. And we need to employ somebody to have, or have somebody help us to build a little add-on or have some sort of add-on, because when it gets so cold, nothing will be able to grow outside. And so your winter is going to get longer. And so when you're supposed to be in growth season. So some place, take a room, get some old fluorescent lights, which I can't use, but we do have a couple that's going to go in the shed that we're going to use for growing. This is I don't need to say that this is serious because it is, but this is what we have to do. This 5-year plan. People spend more time planning a dinner party than they do their life. So we've got to think about, we spend more time planning where we're going to get our hair done. Oh, I need to get my, or I need to do something that is not going to benefit us in the long term. This is where we have to have a crystal ball and say, okay, I need to do this because I know what's coming. These solar flares, they're going to be gone. So that it's going to, as the world turns, the sun is going to cool. It's not going to get hotter. For 10 years, it's going to be like this. It's going to go, the temperature is going to go crazy high here. And so they're like recycling water and doing all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to, stay. But the thing is that I'm like, I know what I have to do in order to thrive, not survive, thrive.
Yeah, my biggest thing that I'm enjoying about this whole move is this is my second time coming on, maybe third time, but I am so excited about the sisterhood, the love, the sharing that is a collective cooperatives is what we're doing. Collective economics is what we're working on putting together. And like you said, Sister Alison, we got to put them values in perspective, discipline ourselves here.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciating it.
And it is so hard because the dopamine receptors in the brain, the dopamine receptors make you not want to. So, okay, to break it down, we are spoiled, right? We want what we wanted. So you have to do things that you don't want to do so that you can do things. Say, for example, every day I take a cold shower. I not only open up the capillaries that are closed, I sit there and I scream like a little girl. I don't do it anymore, but I really don't do it anymore. I go and I take that shower. I do breathing exercises with Wim Hof first thing in the morning. Then I take a shower and I turn and everything. And the capillaries open. Your immune system shoots up like crazy because you're actually the cells are getting what they need in order to open. The capillaries that are dormant are opening. The ones that are, when you were 10, 20 years old, 10, 15 years old are opening. They've been dormant and closed. And that cold is like, oh my gosh, I'm still here. And your immune system will shoot up. And then I'm stretching, and I'm trying to get a handle on what's going on. I've got to talk to somebody about meditating more, but I have to make myself do what I do not want to do so that I can have what it is that I want, not just need. And it makes the dopamine receptors respond. It makes them, you're training every aspect of your essence, spiritually and physically. Yeah.
And on that note, oh, wow. Everybody just give Alison some love and appreciation.
Thank you, guys.
It is 10:06, and so we're going to go on about our day. I just appreciate, as I say all the time, I love every single one of you. And it's recorded. So if you go to the website, elizabethvisionaryconference.org, and go to, what is that word? Where the archives, and you can get all of these, any tape you can get it, hit the number for that day and be able to just sit there and enjoy it. This is one that I need to really review. And
you said Elizabeth Visionary.
Elizabeth, ELIZ, Elizabeth, not a S, Elizabeth Visionary Conference.org.
Conference.org.
Yeah. Okay. I'm working on shortening that so it'll be a little bit quicker. But yeah, just any of them, because there's been some delicious stuff on here. Yesterday, what was yesterday? Oh yeah, this brother Joan came on and talked about business, and made you think. So anyway, I love all of you, and I want you to have a wonderful day. And I'm gonna really be on my husband about the teeth. We will be out there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you let me know. You can come and stay with me. It's not a problem. This is just y'all all come. We'll make room. And you got to wear one of these.
We'll take a picture, right? Group picture.
Okay. You guys, thank you for your love.
Love you. Peace out.
Alison, thank you for being brave for this. Thank you so much.
Alison, can I call you?
Yeah, call me now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna call you because I missed everything, but I want to call you. Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, bye.
But first, hug yourself. Love on yourself.
Okay.
And then love the world.
You are so awesome, Mama. All you mamas. I want to be a mama.
Okay. Alison.
You got
Mama Raziya calls me sunshine.
Yeah, you gotta be over. You gotta be over 35 to be a mama.
Oh, okay. All right, love you guys.
Peace out.
Yeah.